Greetings, family. Welcome to another episode of the N-Word Podcast, powered by the South. I am your wonderful host, Kevin. This is my wonderful co-host, Angela.
What up?
How do we navigate that? Are you a host? Are you a co-host?
I think we're co-hosts. We could both be hosts, right?
So does it warrant me saying co-host, or should I just say host?
I think whatever feels good to you. Maybe, yeah, I guess co-host and host.
Word. We could also come up with different names.
Yeah, like MC or something else like that.
You can call me Thanos.
Thanos? I could just say this is Thanos.
Yeah.
Or also, I always say Thanos.
It's Thanos?
I thought so. Now I'm trying to... Beyonce says Thanos.
Beyonce also talks like a robot.
Oh, does she?
That's what the internet streets have been
I've never
saying
heard
for
that.
years. Yeah.
She talks like a robot.
Like she does interviews like a robot.
Oh, okay. She rarely does interviews, probably for that reason.
Because she's a robot, right? She's AI.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but I don't.
Beyonce being AI is like a great conspiracy theory to.
Well, but how could she be AI? Because we see her in person.
I mean, or is
She
it
also
a
has
hologram?
like a mom. She also has like a mom and stuff and kids.
Kind of like the Michael Jackson interpreters and the
No
fake Michael Jacksons.
You're like over somewhere completely bananas.
Conspiracy land.
None of that made sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what we're running with. Beyonce's AI. She's a hologram. I feel like after she had the twins, it's just been all
Okay.
hologrammed up. Now is it entering the realm of making sense?
Not at all.
I'm gonna spend some time on this narrative.
It doesn't make any sense.
I'm gonna work on this narrative.
There are so many other narratives to make up, though. I mean,
About
there's lots to
Beyonce?
say about Beyonce.
So
Conspiracy theory wise, but
I lost you
that one
after
is-
Robot.
that one's pretty wild.
I had you at Robot though.
You had me at she talks like a robot.
Yeah.
But she is a robot is, I don't know, it's not even a conspiracy theory, it's just like a cartoon. You know? It's like a
Speaking of cartoons,
okay.
Oftentimes it feels like the administration is a cartoon.
Yeah. Nice
It
nice
often
segue.
feels like we are living in a cartoon experience.
Totally a cartoon.
And in this cartoon experience, Beyonce's a robot and she's AI.
Okay, honey.
Brought it back. I brought it back. I love that for me. But yeah, this cartoon experience, the administration, how it often feels in this, what's the word that people use?
Simulation.
Exactly. I love the telepathic exchange that just happened right there. In this simulation, this cartoon Trump administration simulation, it often feels like, what's real? How should I feel? How should I react? Should I do certain things that may or may not seem like it's a wild thing to do, crazy thing to do? Not saying that I'm trying to cause any harm or, unalive anybody.
Sure.
But I always bring up.
I'm like, what's
what's crazy, right?
well, no, I like where.
I'm just saying,
Yep. What's the crazy thing he's talking about?
My boy Luigi.
You love this guy.
It's debatable.
Sure. Whether or not you love him?
Correct.
Okay.
However, I feel like what he did is a reflection of
the simulation.
and
It's like if if in theory we're all like, there was like somebody playing us as a video game, like we're somebody's game, we are, somebody is manipulating this, that decision to like what he did is like a it's like a I don't play video games, so I don't like know what the term is. It's just like a way to step in. That's like a weird move that nobody would do, but like kind of changes everything on the board. But then also that thought makes me think like, is it the same type of bold move or sort of like simulation disrupting move if somebody does another the assassination attempt or the actual assassination of the Minnesota, the folks in Minnesota, like, is it the same thing to you? Because like that's very much like breaking the algorithm. Like disruption of the algorithm is like, to do a political assassination like that is like generally a kink in the chain in the way. But I think that the way that the way that you describe how you feel about what Luigi Mangione did, I wonder if you see it as the same type of disruption in the matrix, if you will, moment as when that happened in Minnesota, where the right-wing extremists killed the state legislatures.
Word. Two state legislatures,
well,
right?
He attacked two state legislatures. One woman and her, I think their name is Hoffman. They were killed. Her and her husband were killed, and then the other people that they attacked were just shot, but they survived.
Word. And is it the same person or different? Or
the same guy did both people.
Well, that's crazy. My question would then be, why did he do it? So like, outside of him being like, let's dive into a crazy white right winger. Like, what was his reason for doing it? Because I feel like I'm pretty clear about Luigi Mangioni's, which is that essentially he killed the CEO of a huge ass medical insurance company, United Healthcare, that essentially is responsible for hemming up the insurance healthcare system to the point where people with healthcare aren't getting their services and aren't getting their medical needs met, to the point where people are dying and people have died. And like, a lot of that entire system is also manipulated and ran by algorithms, and very few it's not ran with the approach of like humanity, right. Human nature, care,
the way that you think healthcare should be ran,
the way you think healthcare should be ran. Plus, these people are like millionaires, billionaires,
making lots of money,
making tons of money. So like that is a very humanizing experience. That is a very humanizing story. That is a very humanizing reason. And I'm not like, yeah, let's all go out there and start popping off.
I understand.
Because, our hearts are broken and insurance companies are screwing us over.
But I think the thing that I'm hearing you say is like, you sympathize. There's a lot of reasons to sympathize with what he did. And
for sure.
Right. I think that I agree with you. There's a lot of reasons to sympathize. And we can understand why he did what he did and how it is potentially a powerful could be considered a powerful political statement.
Word.
I think the thing that I'm trying to lift up is that the same somebody with a microphone on the other side is saying the same thing about old boy that killed the Minnesota state legislature.
From a surface level, I can imagine that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Part of what I'm saying, I'm
because I still don't know why the right winger
I think
made his decisions.
He's dead, so we don't have the same level of like coverage of his, and also we don't have the same coverage because it didn't get as much attention. Like, it's worth noting that the assassination of the too hot.
Ooh, hot as fuck.
Yikes.
But good hot.
The assassination of the United Healthcare CEO got a lot of attention.
It was on camera. He's
One,
the
because there was
CEO.
like a chase. So they had to like go find Luigi. But then also, it was more shocking, right? Like, this person's not an elected official. Generally, in theory, he's just a businessman, but he's a businessman whose business is making decisions that are harming a lot of people.
Word.
And he's making a lot of money off of it. But a thing that I'm trying to lift up is that, which is an argument against that type of political violence, is that someone on the other side could make a very similar justification. This guy, he's in Minnesota. Basically, they just won a special election. Like there's like a one margin of victory that allows Democrats to control the state legislature. They are moving some progressive policies that I would argue are great, and like universal school lunch, and like they're actually helping people. But again, someone on the other side is like this Democratic politician, and they have all this power. They're moving forward their communist agenda that's going to like, that is his rationale, is that like it makes sense to him, and people that, again, there are probably people with microphones on the other side of the political spectrum that are like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't take that extreme act of violence, but also I can understand why he did what he did, and or it is a potentially valid political action in this moment. So I think that, to me, it's just it's another reason to be like, yeah, that's why we actually can't really there do need to be rules of the road in terms of like what it means to disrupt for political purposes, and or to like make social change. I'm not saying that that's what you're saying.
No, for sure.
But I'm just this whole conversation is like prompting for me the like, we always talk about like needing to like throw, like our last episode, literally, or one of our last episodes, we were talking about like decorum, and how this idea of decorum can get in the way. It can be perpetuating of white supremacy, because it's like, these are the norms that we have to be using in order to keep the system intact, and those norms end up just making it hard to make change.
Word.
And also, there do need to be some type of rules of the road, because you could justify anything, especially in this world of misinformation.
Yeah, and I feel like there are rules and unwritten rules to every like culture, subculture, whether it's like street shit, whether it's politics, like whether it's, you know, talking to someone that you're, you know, trying to date, whatever the case is. There's shit that, you know, that like, nah, that doesn't slide here, and like that's fucked up. And to me, when it comes to, you know, what I'm hearing about that right wingers actions in Minnesota, I'm like, well, with what I know and from all that I have thus far in terms of like the why, I'm like, that motherfucker was wildin', and you know, he probably doesn't have any like substantive reason of like doing what he did, other than these very emotionally driven thoughts and ideas that have often been planted and informed by white supremacy, which is often rooted in violence. Like, it's often rooted in reactive. It's often rooted in dominance. It's often rooted in like selfishness. So like, that's why I'm like, well, I wonder what was the why, because without that why, I'm left with, well, I'm sure his reason for doing that shit was like kind of toxic and a bit wacko.
Right.
And I understand how, you know, there could be a group of people on the other side that are like, oh, it's the same thing.
Yes.
You know, we could grab a pizza from two different pizza shops and somebody be like, it's just pizza.
Right.
However, I'm like, nah, nigga, this pizza right here slaps. That shit is whack, and get it out of my face.
Yeah.
There's nothing substantive of it.
Yeah.
So it all does feed the chaos, because, you know, at the end of the day, violence sucks.
Well, and also what's happened in the last, since Donald Trump has been president or has been in politics, so like the last 10 years, which is so paused.
Sounds insane.
It sounds insane, but it's not that long. 10 years is not that long. And so much has happened in that 10 years, right? Because also in that 10 years, it's been now 11 years since Mike Brown was murdered, since Black Lives Matter boomed, since Me Too. Like, so much has happened, insurrection, like so much has happened in those 10 years. But I think that the thing that's one of the most damaging things from my perspective is the loss of clarity about some of these norms, cultural norms, social norms. People are talking about reclaiming the word Nazi. Whoa. Yeah. People are like unapologetically white supremacists. People are saying things about like black women and black bodies and the type of like attacks. Like, there's just been such this normalization of political violence, of dehumanizing each other in our language and like excusing it and making it okay, that's like in service of the alternative reality. That's how I feel like that's how we got to this alternative reality, you know, like where it's just like, are you kidding me? Like, what? That is why? Huh? Like, that's part of the dissonance that so many of us are having to deal with. It was like, we grew up in a world where like, not only was it like not okay to say these things, it was not okay to think these things. It was not okay to
for sure
feel these things. It was not okay to like be so, not let alone be so unapologetic with your hate for like you got elected officials going on TV talking, or appointed officials to the federal government going on TV talking about, well, it's cool for the police to stop, for ICE and the police to stop anybody that they think that looks brown and detain them and get their information, and you better have your passport. Like 6 years ago, that would have been bananas. But because they keep chipping away, and they keep chipping away at like what is and isn't appropriate, and our like the common sense has completely evaporated. And by common sense, I mean like we all agree that these things are not okay. We agree that generally we might not all have the same opinion, but like if you're saying your opinion in this way or in that way, or it's not over here in this extreme way, there's generally, the common sense is like, okay, cool, I guess. It's just eroded and evaporated in a way that's so disorienting, and it makes it really hard to establish a shared sense of values.
Yeah, I think part of what is also happening is the internet is emphasizing the thoughts and experiences of a small group of people.
The most extreme.
And because it's being emphasized over the internet and in media, it seemingly has a large presence, while also inspiring the weak minds
to be like, oh, maybe,
that are, you know, drawn to that type of energy and drawn to those messages, because at the end of the day, a lot of those people aren't going outside their house
saying these shit. No way.
Like
Heil Hitler or whatever.
At the end of the day, most of these people's neighbors are black and brown Americans, immigrants, like
get your ass whooped.
Motherfuckers that will whoop your ass. Period. The end. So
more ass whooping, I think.
So it often draws me to this place of like, how are we managing the, you know, online to offline experience, the offline to online experience? Because you get online and things seem very intense, things seem very chaotic, it feels like you just stepped out in a hurricane, and then you step outside of your actual house, and like your MAGA neighbor is literally trying to like help you fix your roof because a raccoon bit through it.
Yeah.
A real life
A thing
story
that
has happened to us
in real life.
So it's often very like, what is happening here? The simulation, the cartoon, Beyonce's robot is just tripping me out. And like, how do I actually, like, you know, speaking about our neighbors, for example.
Yeah.
Outside of the MAGA hat, you know,
which carries a lot of meaning.
Which carries so much meaning and so much, like, just carries so much meaning. Mm-hmm. Outside of them wearing, you know, them having a MAGA hat, which I don't even know if it's multiple MAGA hats or one MAGA hat, because low key it feels like it's only one.
It feels like it's one, but
it feels like it's just
around.
one, and they're just floating around.
Hey.
And it like, we probably see it maybe like once a month. I don't know about you, but I probably see it like once or twice a month.
Yeah.
And outside of that,
in the real world,
they're pretty
chill people
to have.
Generally
good neighbors. Like,
yeah.
They have been very helpful to us as we have transitioned into this home. They have been very welcoming. You know,
very,
like
not nosy, not like and like white women-ish in the way that I know white women, because I am familiar with like
definitely
well
familiar.
versed in the like diversity of the white women, how they show up in different ways, and so it's like, oh, you know, like that's that. But it's a very for lack of a better word, it's a little bit of a mind fuck that we live with next to these people that for like on the internet. First of all, I'm certain we live on very different sides of the internet.
Our algorithms are extremely different.
I'm sure we see very, very different content.
For sure.
Which is a whole other conversation, talk about like the difference between the internet and the real world.
Yeah.
And like
that really is the conversation, for real.
Because we live next door to these people, share grass, share a tree, whatever.
Shorty just cut a portion of our grass yesterday.
Yes,
but like real rap.
But the news, the truth of the world that we're consuming, vastly different. I have no idea. Like what? Like we're literally, and like that's really such a crazy thing about the internet and the like culture these days, and trying to build a community these days. Like these are people who have been very helpful to us in, like you're saying, settling into this house in ways that I'm like, wow, you low-key saved us tonight. Twice, at least.
At least, low-key, in the year that we've been here, at least 3.5 times.
Yeah, like saved us. Saved us money, saved us
for
stress.
sure, saved.
And it's like, cool.
Like, how many times has your tire been fucked up, or like a nail in that shit, and like I'm over here, like there's like a lock key that goes to your car or your tires, and like
nobody has it apparently.
We keep losing the damn lock key, and like the only way to get it is like we have to go to a specific basically the rim shop that we got your rims from. Yeah, and they literally have all these fucking tools. Everything. And they have a tool that can actually go over the damn lock and like just boop, 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 boop. And it's just like, Thank you for causing or helping us navigate this random really ass moment.
Thing. And that's what neighbors are. That's how like neighbors should be, right?
Honestly, that is my experience. I'm like, oh wow, these are the type of neighbors that I would love to be around, because they're helpful and actually providing a source of like camaraderie.
They're helpful, but they're not nosy. They're helpful, but they're not like trying.
I don't know if camaraderie is the right word.
Yeah, I don't think that's the right word either. But then at the same time, I had this experience on the 4th of July. They like invite. They always want us to come hang out with them, get drunk with them. Come on, let's come out. We're doing this thing. And I'm like, these are people that are. Some of the math that I'm doing is like, these are people that live next to me. we live in Florida, so like there's a natural threat of natural disaster sort of all the time. So it's like if there's a natural disaster, I certainly want to be able to trust these people.
For sure.
Whatever reason, right? So I'm like, got to build some type of relationship. Also, they got this hat on.
Yeah.
I know they got the hat on. I see him with the hat on in the car. You know, you put it in front of the car, whatever. And so, whatever. I go to this. They're like, come out. We're going to do fireworks on the 4th of July. I'm like, cool. Me and Noir, our kiddo, go outside. And it's like late at night, you know. And I, you know, go out there just talking or whatever. And Noir's playing with the kid, their kids, and some of the other kids that are around. At some point, I see the kid, our neighbor's son, wearing the MAGA hat. And I'm like, actually,
Annoying.
no.
Word.
I actually can't do this. I can't let my kid that I am intentionally and aggressively raising to be proud to be black as fuck. This baby's name is Black.
Literally.
Like I'm trying to
Noir.
like I'm like intentionally raising her to be black, to be proud to be Haitian, to be proud to be a black girl, to be unapologetic about it. And like I can't have you running around with the MAGA baby.
Nah.
And it just really it hurt my feelings. I like went in, I was like, wrap it up. We're going inside. One, I hurt my own feelings because I was like,
you got sucked into the sauce.
You got so yeah. You knew this is like you did
like,
not know.
Well, what flavor Kool-Aid is this?
You
might
knew
want to
what
sip.
it was. Like you knew what it was, but then I was also like, damn. Like I was vulnerable for a second, and I couldn't. And then that vulnerability kind of got like thrown in my like I got slapped in the face with it, and I have intention to talk to them about it because at some point it's like I had many thoughts about it. Like I literally like went inside and went to bed and I just couldn't do it and I have intention to talk about it because I was like, one, I do need to know like what does this hat mean to you? I'm not even trying to change your opinion about anything. Frankly, vote for who you want to vote for
sure,
but I really do actually need to know, like, when you're letting your kid wear this hat, what does that mean to you? What does that mean? Are you proud? Are you proud of the deportations? Are you proud of the sexual assault? Or, like,
yeah.
Are you a white supremacist for real? Because you got all these black people around you. You got all these black friends, all these black babies running around your house, playing around and stuff. Like, what's really good here? And also, I need to make clear for my own self, like, just so that I need to be clear that I'm not with the shits. And if you want to be in community with me, I can't be in community with that everything that hat carries. I'm not saying I can't be in community with you, but it is a truth for me that me being in community means that I feel some level of, I don't know if safety is the right word, but some level of validation. I don't even know I'm not actually sure what I'm looking for, but I do know that if you want me to trust you, that is a symbol that I can't trust you. That's what I want to say. That hat is a symbol that I cannot trust you. And so lots of other things that you've done since we moved here have given me the impression that I can trust you and have made me want to trust you. But I got to let you know that hat, seeing you wear it, seeing your kid wear it, gives me the impression that I cannot trust you.
I feel like there's part of the confusion in this simulation that we experience, this cartoon that we experience. It's like, what is the value of that hat and meaning of that hat to them? For real. Like, do we see it as the same value? Like, are we in our internet minds, and are they in the like, this is a democracy, and I just voted for the Republican. It's
right. And next time maybe I'll vote differently.
Maybe I'll be Democrat tomorrow.
Right.
Like, because like there are people that just sway all through the aisles, and I feel like, you know, and this is not me trying to validate their shit at all, because I actually truly don't know. All I know is that hat means something wicked, and I have to assume that you're aligning yourself with such wickedness.
Right.
On the flip side,
maybe they're like, that's just a hat. Just like there's I wear a Yankees hat, but I'm not, doesn't mean I'm a Yankees fan. I just like the way it looks.
You know, kind of like the people that are like, and, you know, trigger warning, but like, kind of like the people that are like, oh, I listen to R. Kelly.
Yeah.
What's the problem here?
Yeah.
I know for me, I genuinely can't listen to R. Kelly because it feels like a fucking wicked spell that is just being casted through the airwaves. Yeah. And it genuinely makes me feel weird.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I feel this way, but like there are people who are just like, what's the big deal?
But I think that also goes back to this idea of like establishing norms and values.
Correct.
Because it's like, hey, just so that like you may think I'm just listening to R. Kelly because I can separate the music from the nut.
That's like, how we crack through the matrix.
Yes.
Crack
it's like,
through the
okay,
simulation.
I see, but I just want you to know that your what this means to me is this is not only like you're playing R. Kelly, you're like playing music that was made in a way and used to manipulate women and to perpetuate violence against kids,
for sure,
and stuff like, and also going in some ways for some songs going to that person's profits to like sustain this person's life. This is the whole Diddy conundrum as well, which we don't necessarily need to dive into yet in terms of like listening to all the stuff.
I had
like,
a whole story. I didn't even want to. We didn't want to dive into.
We can talk about that in another episode, but it is like that's a part of like going to like there was one time you posted a video of you like booing a DJ who was playing R. Kelly music, and like, you know, we do have to kind of establish these norms. We do have to. That's why like me going to our neighbor and being like, hey, this is what this means to me. Yeah. If we're going to be in community together, I need you to know that this is what this means to me. And so I will not be...
Street shit.
Like if the MAGA hat is around, I will not be around. I don't even know like how significant... But and also like this is what it means to me. If it means something different for you, that will be good to know. But I also need you to know like when I see you wearing it, it means that I can't trust you. It means that you are someone who is aligning yourself with a campaign, not just like a brand, but like an actual campaign to harm me and the people that I love. And I just got to make that shit real for you. Because we do, especially as we're watching the old world order, the old common sense float away, disappear, evaporate, right? Like the walls are literally crumbling around us. We have to be about the work of not necessarily trying to keep the old shit that wasn't helpful around, building some new values, some new shared sense. That's one reason I was hopeful, or I maybe am hopeful, after Kendrick called out Drake and all of the like weird behavior of the people in his circle around like talking to like pedophile, being around like being a pedophile. I'm like, yeah, like actually. That's gross. A minor. Yuck. Everybody. Maybe we can all agree.
Let's all agree. Let's draw a line in the sand. We're drawing a line in the sand.
Everybody that's at the stadium screaming out A minor, we all agree. No more bringing minors into the studio, manipulating them, drugging them, pulling them away from their families. That's actually against our values. Kendrick said it. We all agree. Moving on.
And speaking of which, I ran into this news that Kai Cenat, young black streamer out of New York, I believe, he basically one of the most poppin' streamers out in the internet world right now, basically told a story / called out Aiden Ross, who is another poppin' internet streamer, and like you could low-key describe them as like the respectable Democrat, Kai Cenat, and the like right-wing MAGA, Aiden Ross. And basically Aiden Ross, Aiden Ross's manager hit up Kai Cenat at like 4 a.m. trying to like talk about a deal and talk about how like Aiden is like losing millions because he's gambling and doing weird shit and losing money, and how Kai Cenat need to like pull up and like do this thing with them. And at some point, the manager basically was dropping the N-word all over the phone, and like Kai Cenat's like, yo, first of all, it's like 2-3 in the morning, like what? And secondly, you're out here just calling me nigga, like just straight up on the phone. And he was just like, yeah, I tried to dead that shit, and like he's basically had that conversation on his stream. And it really made me think about how, like, you know, because I feel like Aiden Ross is a part of that, like he's adjacent that Drake camp. And even to think about him losing millions via gambling, it's like very Drake inspired type of thing. Same behavior. And even on some MAGA shit, you know, it's like, how do we get the Kai Cenats of the world to understand that, like, that shit was painted on the walls a mile, like, years ago.
Yeah.
It was clear that someone like Aiden Ross, being around someone like Aiden Ross, I could have told you that at some point you're either going to be called a nigger, or you are going to be called. You're going to hear them say
yes, all the time.
And it's a part of this simulation. It's like, how do we draw the line in the sand? How do we crack the matrix, crack the simulation, crack through the simulation, pierce through the simulation, so that Kai Cenat and our neighbors can all be very clear about what's is going on. And like, bro, that was a red flag. Immediately.
I think the other thing is like,
do you even see, like, first of all, do you even see that this is a red flag? Okay, you don't? Great. Do you see how you got here to this moment where you're now on the stream where like literally being like, oh my God, I got called the N-word?
I feel like in terms of people, white people, non-black people thinking they can say the N-word, it's like the internet versus real life in the reverse. Because like there are some people that literally grow up in their little hometown, their little community, their little high school square.
That's true.
And they're with a few black people that allow them to say the N-word.
Yeah, and then
they take it off.
You take that shit to fucking West Palm Beach or fucking Pompano, and you about to get
what's going on?
Blah 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 blah.
You know, it's like there's like the local versus meta national or digital world. But I don't know. When you were talking, it made me think, like, is white supremacy the simulation?
I mean,
like, is white supremacy? Because when you were saying, how do we snap them out of the simulation? Like, maybe the whole thing is white supremacy ideology, especially in its current form, is making you think that, that there are people that it's okay to say the N-word who are not identified, like that they should be able to say it, or like, I read something the other day to the equivalent of like, I'm learning more about what white people think is anti-white hate. And it's just like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there ain't no anti-white hate.
They like, think that
the history of whiteness has historically exposed itself as a terrorist,
as hateful.
So like,
but they think that us saying that is true is anti-white hate. It's like, whoa, there's and that to me is that's the simulation of it all. It's like it's turned itself on its head, especially the way that conversations happen in pockets on the internet. They happen outside of real life context. It happens outside of the context of like us being like, well, first of all, your grandkid about the same skin color as my kid. So let's start there.
Yeah.
Second of all, like,
I don't think you're all the way white. I think there's you might be of Brazilian descent.
Well, like, yes.
Yeah, like she's
so there's this. I think she is actually.
I think so too.
She said
she's something.
Her mom is something.
She's not 100% white, so it's like,
her mom
girl,
is something.
What you doing with that hat? Talking about something? I will vote for Donald Trump. I will. Like, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Because when ICE pull up, now I'm gonna be there like,
hey.
Let her go.
Like, low-key, she might be what they call an anchor baby. Now that I'm doing the math.
What the fuck is an anchor baby?
They basically say anchor baby is like a person who is not a citizen, has a baby in the United States, and then it makes it easier for them to get citizenship because they're, in theory, that doesn't happen very much anymore. But in theory, if you have your kid in the United States, then you have a kid who's a citizen, you get access to more rights. That's what they call an anchor baby. But at any rate, she might actually be an anchor baby.
I will vote.
Or what they call an anchor baby.
For Donald
But at
Trump.
any rate, I do think that the idea of like disrupting white supremacy is really trying to like pull our like being with your neighbors, thinking about your neighbors and it's hard. Like I'm really not gonna hold y'all. Like I damn near cried when when all that happened on the 4th of July. Like I didn't cry because I was tired. It was just like I just went to bed, but I woke up sad as fuck and like it is hard to. And I've even talked about our neighbors with like some of my coworkers and people who live in like more liberal areas, and I feel like they look at me like, bitch, what are you talking about? Like, you need to move away from those MAGA people immediately. I feel like they look at me like, girl, no.
We're the simulation.
We're the people.
Why do you live there?
Out of the simulation, which
So
low-key, like, no joke.
You all are intentionally living there.
You went to their party, or
you like them?
You are like, I feel it, right? It's not easy, but I do think that there is something to be said of like getting out of like when they say touch grass and talk to your neighbor.
Yeah,
because
real.
the same way that we think that on the internet everybody is, because our algorithms tell us the same thing, the same stories, or they affirm our own biases, we think that lots of people feel this way. This is what happened to Hillary Clinton when everybody was shocked that Hillary lost. It's because we were all on the internet consuming the same corner of the internet, consuming the same story that was like, people aren't gonna, no way, that's crazy, nobody's gonna believe that. And they did. They did. And so it's important to not just like get out and touch grass to like ground yourself in these really chaotic moments, but also talk to your neighbors that are not swimming in the same internet soup that you are, because it really can remind you like a lot of people that carry a MAGA hat might not actually know the depth that it actually is meaning. They might not know that it's MAGA means Stephen Miller psychotic ass. Yeah. They might not have that awareness. They might just think that MAGA's anti-establishment.
Motherfuckers is, oh, word. I was about to say, people are like wearing MAGA hats and they're like, what's the Supreme Court?
Girl.
But yeah, my street pharmacist, I pulled up to his crib.
Terrible.
Straight after, like, I want to say maybe the day after the election or a couple days after the election. And he was wearing a MAGA shirt. And I was like,
nigga, what?
I definitely checked him. I was like, bro, what? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, it's just, I can't even vote. I'm like, okay, besides the point that you can't vote, like that shit represents some crazy shit, bro.
Man.
That's wild that you're wearing this shirt right now. I feel like I don't even know. Like
I'm having an allergic reaction.
Literally, I'm like, yo, I don't even like. That's a wild thing to be wearing, bro. And like everything this man supports is just straight wild chaos. And it's just like, and the fact that his immediate response was, I don't even vote, because he can't vote.
Charges.
Let's just say that he can't vote, but it's still like, even though you can't vote, you're still feeding into the culture.
Yes.
And feeding into the culture is just
It's
as
as
powerful
bad,
as voting.
Yeah.
Low key, I'd equate them as the same.
Yes, especially right now when there is a lack of culture.
Word.
Or clear of common culture.
So it's like, how do we, like, let's establish this culture of checking shit at the door, checking red flags as soon as we see them, before that shit grows into you on the phone with the manager and they calling you the N-word.
Period. Yeah, I think that there's definitely an art to, that's how everyday people need to be disrupting white supremacy right now. Because we all see, you know, and it's not just your white MAGA neighbor, it's your family, it's your friends, it's your transphobic, you know, cousin or homeboy, or like there really does have to, we have to, because the common sense and the culture has devolved in such a way, we cannot let the algorithm be the thing that establishes what is the new normal. We cannot let AI tell us what we should be thinking about and feeling with each other and how we should be treating each other. We cannot let the social media tell us what our neighbors think or what our neighbor's hat means to them. We have to talk to them about it and make it clear what it means to us.
Two things. The thing, the wild shit about people using AI to tell them how to feel or explain their feelings. What's very strange to me about that is you're communicating to, for lack of a better word, a robot, or for just choosing a simple word, a robot. You're communicating to a robot about how you should feel, what to feel, how to navigate these things, when you could go to other human beings. So it's like, what makes people so comfortable communicating to a robot versus communicating to other humans? And why is there a lack of awareness of seeing how powerful and how substantive that experience could be? Like, it's like there's so much comfort in this idea that, like, well, I could just communicate to AI and it'll tell me everything I need to know. And it's like, I could understand using AI to balance out perspective or to expand an idea that you have, or to, you know, maybe you're looking at something as a square and you just want to make sure it's not a circle or a triangle. And, you know, a balance of like, well, I'm still grounded here. Let me see what this motherfucker over here is saying. It's kind of strange to me that, like, people are like, they're really into it.
Well, but I mean, think about it. Like, AI can't reject you.
Word.
People have
or hold you accountable.
The other thing is that
that's really what it is.
AI is only a collection of people. AI is not making its own thoughts up without data. The data is from humans.
Yeah.
So in theory, you could get what you're getting from AI from another person.
Right.
That's where the AI got it from. Mm-hmm. But I think that for people who want to see AI as a better alternative than talking to humans, they are fearing rejection and accountability. Mm-hmm. Talking to somebody else, and also, like, most humans are not, I don't want to say most, some humans are not well equipped to be that an appropriate sounding board. That's why therapy is actually people, because some people are trained to be sounding boards, to be helpful, help you process, to help you see, is it, I really sure it's a square, but is it a circle? Like that's what therapy is for. And I think that, people don't talk, people choose AI over human interaction because they don't want to be rejected. They don't want to be held accountable. They don't want to have to deal with the messiness that comes with connection.
Motherfuckers is scared. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm sick of it. Take those questions that you're asking AI. Ask that shit to your wife. Ask that shit to your homie.
Well, the other thing
ask that shit to your coworker.
Or your sister. Or your sister. Or your auntie. Or
your brother.
Because, like, the other thing is that people have to, sometimes people say, like, respond like you're a, millennial black mom. Like, nigga, go talk to that baby mom. Go talk to her.
Respond
as if you're a
35-year-old black woman who's upset after a long day of work.
Go talk to her.
Like, nigga, you just painted the entire perspective of your life and you're not engaging with your wife phone. Because weird, you took like 20 minutes to type this shit out.
To articulate the real nuances of your experience.
And then it rained. So make sure you think like that.
She just got her hair done. Doesn't have enough money to get her nails done. Like, go talk to her, please.
It's the simulation is wild. Through it all.
Yeah.
Question I have for you. How do you manage your peace? How do you experience peace as you also experience the duality of the political chaos on the internet and the violence on the internet, while also experiencing your real day-to-day, real touch the grass experience out in the real life?
I think for me, a lot of like spirituality has been helpful. I've been meditating a lot. Been spending a lot of time with my higher self, my Ori, and recognizing that I do exist in the future, and future me is there, experience on the, not even on the other side of this moment, but like future me is there, and we're well. I am well in the future. There is wellness in the future. And so I generally have been trying to stay in touch with that version of myself, my higher self, my future self, my Ori. That's like, okay, this is whatever I'm going through in this moment. Meditating, spirituality, astrology, honestly, is helpful. One, because it's like a little bit of a distraction from, it's not a distraction. It's a way to make sense of what's the chaos that's happening right now. And also it's a way to help me focus my intentions and attentions on things, right? Like full moon, let some shit go. Mercury retrograde, just take your time, be easeful with the technology. New moon, let's set some intentions, let's try to be manifest. So like different things like that help me find, it's really about finding a little bit of control in this chaos, and that helps me feel a little bit more at peace. And I think the last thing I would say is just like focusing on trying to like what can I do to like build the new world, particularly around like culture and values and norms and like ideas that are true in the future versus like what's true right now. What's the truth? The truth of what's possible right now is very dim. It's very grim. It's very depressing, devastating. But thinking about building into a world thinking about and putting energy towards building what is true and what is possible in the future is also a way that gives me peace, because it reminds me that there is a future, there is a what's next, and it will be well, it will be beautiful, it will be all that it needs to be. And so thinking about, like, I feel at peace when I think about what I'm doing now to create, that is building creativity and creation in that world. What about you?
I would say that I find peace and manage my peace in this chaotic duality of the internet and real life by certainly working out. Mm-hmm. I think working out, it requires so much of me that the totality of that experience often feels very spiritual, feels very like church-like, it feels very therapeutic, it feels very productive. I feel like things are happening in my, like, in the chemistry of my body and my biology that's like moving in positive directions when I work out. And it often just feels very grounding. It feels very grounding. It feels very, again, spiritual, and taps into a focus that helps me just concentrate on this moment in time. And then I often take that and like really, slow down the chaos by really sitting with that. Like, this is just a moment in time. And in this moment in time, this is what I need to be doing. This is what I'll be putting my energy towards. So things like working out, I've really enjoyed pairing working out with like listening to music, and sometimes discovering new music. Mm-hmm. Because most of the times when I work out, I gotta listen to like hype shit, mm-hmm. or like things with a up tempo. Mm-hmm. And like, I think, what also brings me peace in this current moment is what brings me peace. What also brings me peace in this moment is, focusing on our family, our baby girls. I really enjoy detoxing my toxicity, my toxic masculinity, my just all of the isms that I want to let go and like keep away from our children, so that our children have opportunities. Like that has often brought me peace. Thinking about what happened with my car the day before my birthday, mm-hmm. made me like want to crash out. But because Noir was in the back seat, I was like, you should choose peace, and you can choose peace. Mm-hmm. And like, just keep choosing peace in this time, in this moment right now. Just keep choosing peace. And I was really happy about how things unfolded, and just really stay grounded and connected with what I want to be moving towards versus getting influenced by the chaos. Mm-hmm. So yeah,
I love that.
I love it too.
Thank you for choosing peace.
Absolutely. Thank you for thanking me. And the audio keeps going out on our podcast, so
it's a good sign to wrap up.
Good sign to wrap up. This has been a dope episode of the N-Word Podcast. Love, support, subscribe, comment.
Thanks,
shout us
y'all.
Out.
Love you.
We appreciate y'all. Peace.